Good morning, everybody. Good Friday morning to one and all. And welcome to the second hour of the Mid-Morning Buzz. We welcome those of you joining us on GBN Television and our social handles. It's Friday, March 13th, 2020. Of course, March 13th, significant to us, Grenada. It is a historic date. It marks the date of the March 13th, 1979 revolution. 13th, any Fridays that the 13th fall on, is also known, is referred to as Black Friday. No darkness here. We're light in the dark, right? I'm Brenda, Baptiste. Good morning. And we'd like to say good morning as well. We have our friends from Hubbard's here with us. And representing Hubbard's is their marketing and promotions officer. He's Mr. Donnelly Blackman. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. And good morning to you, Brenda.
Morning. And how are we this morning?
We are doing great. Excellent,
I like to hear that. Excellent. So what's good at Hubbard's?
Everything's good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, everything's good. From price to quality to product to service, we're all good.
Right. That's past good, man. That's great.
Yes, indeed.
Right. So in terms of price and quality, there must be some special things going on now that you would want to highlight for us.
Oh, yes. And that's the reason why I'm here, to share with you and the rest of the world the loads of goodness that's happening down at Hubbard's. At present, we have a promotion on windows where you can get 10% off, and that's at the Hubbard's Building Supplies at Grand Anse, or you can check out our hardware on the Carnage.
Okay.
So it's two locations, very much convenient. And we also have a promotion at Land, where you can get 50% off on selected items.
I saw that yesterday online. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
All right.
Good.
So that's just a few promotions that we had started at the month of March.
All right.
Right. I know that many persons took advantage of the one at Land. You know, as soon as the text message was out, people were out there and they were going in. You know.
Well, quality items at a discount. Who wouldn't rush that?
Definitely. Most definitely.
Okay. So it's going on. It's ongoing.
Yeah, it's still going on. I mean, you can still check it out. It's Land on the Carnage. Yeah, right at the bend, right there, just by our paint shop. Yeah, you can check it out. And the promotion is still ongoing. We also have some other items at a discounted rate as well, 30%, 20%. So even if you miss the 50%, there are still some other discounts going that you can definitely take advantage of.
Wonderful.
And again, the quality, the brand, it stands for itself.
Yeah.
Right.
Luxury and prestigious.
Definitely.
Yeah. I must say the service at this store is very, very good as well.
Oh,
yeah,
thank you.
I've gone in a couple of times. I can't go in a lot, but a couple of times I've gone in. I must say the service has been really excellent. Yes.
Yes. Well, customer service is always first.
Good.
It should stand first.
Yeah, wonderful.
Right. I know that we just about to launch a promotion as well with Chief, right? So Chief, I think it is the first promotion of its kind, Chief, and which is actually one of the brand that we supply with our agency department that's down at Lagoon Road, right? And Chief, it is a brand, I think most persons know Chief for its curry, but we also provide loads of other products. So we have the green seasoning, the Creole seasoning. We have those little packet seasoning that you can probably check out as well, like the fish. There is like jerk and a bunch of loads of others, all purpose. All these are a line of Chief products. And Chief decided to come together with Hubbard's to bring a promotion where you can actually win a cooking console.
Nice.
Yeah, it is a promotion that will be launching on the 15th of, the 16th rather. That will be next Monday.
Right.
And it will be running for 2 months. So within that 2 months, as long as you buy either one of the Creole or the green seasoning and a packet of the curry or baking powder, then you get a chance. You fill out the form, the entry forms, you slip it into the branded Chief promotional box that will be made available, and you enter into the draw, and as simple as that, you get to win a cooking console.
Okay. Will that be only at your supermarkets or everywhere Chief is sold?
Excellent question. this promotion is island-wide.
Okay, good.
It's island-wide. So if you're at Guelph, if you're at Grenville, if you're at Grandance, if you're in St. George's, we basically made this promotion available throughout the island with all of the retailers that we supply with the Chief brand. Yeah, so you can make sure you look at before you enter to purchase, make sure you see the poster for the promotion outside.
Nice, right.
Because you may find some other retail shops that sells Chief but may not participate. They may not participate in the promotion. So we don't want you to go in there and expect and then so make sure that you see the poster out, you see the branded box, entry box there, so that when you purchase you can definitely get a chance to win.
Wonderful. So a combination of what you mentioned. Okay.
Yes.
Good. And you win a whole console?
Yep. As simple as that.
That's a big
as simple as that.
Okay, wonderful. So get all chefed up with Chief.
Yes, indeed. I know that a lot of persons, they became pretty much even more aware over the independence period for the entire week. We had a chef in the supermarket actually utilizing Chief, and we were engaging the customers that were coming in. The dish, it was all local Creole. We decided to go way back into the 60s and pull some of the dishes out there and put Chief into it and bring out all the nice savory flavors, you know. It was.
Saw that. That was excellent, by the way.
Yes, indeed.
That was excellent. Yeah, and we love food, and when we, it's something that you could probably do at other periods as well.
Yes, that is something that we're actually looking into.
Wonderful.
Yes, I mean, we wanted to test the waters first, and we got some really great reviews.
Good.
So the next time we'll definitely let you know. You guys might probably pop in and see what's cooking.
Yeah, I popped in to get something. I was like, hey, what's happening? And it seemed like the people around were having fun, and it was nice and interactive. Yes. And of course, they're inside and they're shopping, so you benefited from that as well with business.
Yes.
So that was smart. Yes.
Yep. Right. And so the promotion we really want to key in on is the one for Chief. We actually brought two lovely clocks that we wanna give away to our
big
customers.
Chief clock and drink?
Yeah, of course.
Oh my God. Here you go, guys. Look at this.
If you're cooking Chief, you might as well check the time.
Exactly, so you don't burn your pot.
Exactly.
Right. You gotta check the time with Chief. All right. So you want to give these two clocks away?
Yes.
All right. So we have tell them what they have to do to win the clocks. Folks here love to win things. So thank you for coming by with gifts.
No problem. Well, as simple as if you can answer or give any two Chief product, name any two Chief products, as simple as that, you get a chance to win. Or basically you win.
Right. That's easy. Folks on social media, you can participate as well. Because they say we only bother with the people on the phone and we don't bother with those in social media. So good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Name any two Chief products and you win yourself a clock. Compliments.
Chief curry powder and masala. Chief masala.
Say that again.
Chief curry powder and Chief char masala.
Is she correct?
Oh, yeah, she is.
Okay, so you're a winner. Stay on the line. Stay on the line so we can take your information.
Thank you.
All right? Stay right there.
Thank you.
Energy waiting to just burst out.
Congratulations, just like that lady won herself a clock.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. For those of you who feel left out, we have one more. Yeah. But I want to jump into something else that I like to share.
Right.
It is a new. We know that the virus is out there, and it's a lot of people are panicking.
Yeah.
You know, I went into the supermarket. It was just yesterday evening, and you can actually tell. It feels, one person said that it feels like just a few days before Hurricane Ivan. Yeah, there's a lot of panic out there.
And a lot of panic buying.
Yes, you know, it's not good to panic at all. You know, the best is to really sit yourself down, find some means of ways to calm, and then you begin to set a plan out.
Exactly.
You know, so that you can move with some sort of focus or some sort of in the right mindset.
That's right.
You know, and we have a few disinfectants and stuff like that we know persons are really grabbing now. You know, we had the beep there, and right now I think that we should be looking to get some more, because it you know, it the beep, actually it is a disinfectant spray, and it kills 99.9% of germs and bacteria and virus and mold and so on. So, you know, it is a good item to have. We do have a few more at the food fairs, so you can check us out on the Carnage and in Grandance at the shopping center. But I'm here to introduce another brand, that another trusted brand that we have. It's called Ultimate. Yeah, this brand, it provides all-purpose cleaning.
All-purpose cleaner.
Yes. And we have the car wash.
Can I smell it?
Oh, sure, you can.
Clean.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
So I brought a few. You know, you can give it to your friends as well. So.
And it's the ultimate in what?
If it's, sorry?
It's the ultimate in what?
In cleaning.
Good. Because when you say you're ultimate, that's a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have the dishwashing liquids. We have the all-purpose cleaning, where you can use throughout your whole entire house to get rid of some of the dirt, the bacteria, the viruses, the germs, and so on. We have a laundry detergent. We have the fabric softeners. We have the car wash. Also, it includes a shine as well. You know, sometimes you wash your car, and then before a few days after, or even a day after.
Sorry, that was ultimate.
I should probably apply some here.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. So it is not harmful. The chemicals that is applied is not in there.
Yeah, it smelled pretty clean.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's gentle on the skin.
Not loaded with stuff.
Yep. And it's a biodegradable product. So we have it now available at the agency department. So if you're looking to get some wholesale soon, we can get it into the supermarkets and throughout all supermarkets that we supply island-wide.
Okay, wonderful.
All right.
So that is ultimate.
Yes,
Wonderful.
that's ultimate. And we're going to jump into the next question. I know, as I said, I know a lot of persons are probably on the phones waiting to call because they want to answer. They want to have that chief clock.
There we go.
So the next question, right? And persons, I know it's okay to cheat now, so you can go onto our Facebook page. We had a post out regarding the chief promotion. So if you can tell us the duration of the promotion, the start date, the end date. I think I made mention of it at the beginning.
You did. If they were listening to you, they know the answer. Yes.
So you call, you give that answer, and the clock is yours.
Right. So a hint is on your social media. So this one is a social media promotion. I hope someone on social media wins. All right.
Yeah.
So give the start date and the end date, the duration that is, of the chief promotion put on by Hubbard's. Good morning. Person gone. 435-2041. Remember, folks, on social media, you can participate as well. You got to be quick. You got to be quicker than the people on the phones.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they win the clock. All right. So the duration of the chief promotion. What is the duration of the chief promotion that is being put on by Hubbard's? It's launching on Monday. You say, right?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Can we have the duration of the chief promotion?
2 months. Is it 2?
Yeah, it is 2 months, but can you give us a start and end date to complete the answer?
Oh, the start and the...
Yeah, from when to when?
Yes, the 1st of March. The 1st of March to the ending of April.
I'm sorry, but you're incorrect.
All right.
You can try again.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Good. Yeah, we just talked about that. You have to listen. Good morning. Good morning.
There we go. Citizen Baptiste.
Citizen
how are you?
Rolo, greetings, how are
Listen,
you?
the 16th of March, April, May, to the 15th of May. How does that sound?
Well, it sounds quite right to me.
Quite right. According to you, Citizen Rolo, quite right you
Not
are.
according to me.
No, but you...
What is the truth?
No,
If what I said is not the truth, then we cannot accept it under any circumstance.
No, but you normally use a term, you say, quite right you are.
Right, yes, that's right.
So congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
Listen, let me tell you. Tomorrow morning, I've got to go into Hubbard's to buy my coffee. My ground coffee, which I can't do without, so I can pick it up there one day. Where you reckon?
Oh, you go to a food fair on the Carenage?
Yeah.
Okay, so Mr. Blackman would make sure that it's there for you. Citizen John Rolo.
Listen to the whistle. Listen for the whistle. Have a nice day, will you?
You too, Citizen Rolo. Have a good one. Oh, my goodness. So, yeah, tell us stop, listen for the whistle, right? So congratulations, John Rolo, and so he said leave it at food fair for him, Mr. Blackman, so he would retrieve it there tomorrow. So thank you so very much. Anything you want to leave with us? That was exciting. Next time you come, bring more goodies. I like that.
I have a few more, but I'll leave it with you. You can give it out. It is some samples of the ultimate all-purpose cleaning. You can give it a try, see how it works.
Yeah, we could clean up GBN.
Yeah, of course.
So this would help in cleaning up the area. Anything you want to leave with us?
Well, don't forget the just a reminder of the land promotion that we have going on. It'll be going on until the end of the month. The promotion with the windows, you can get up to 10% off. And we also have a promotion with the Communal Cooperative Credit Union. Right, it is a promotion where you can go to the credit union, and if you're in need of a tank, a water tank, you can just share that with them, and they would be able to finance you based on your need, and then they would contact Hubbard's. And I mean the entire thing from the installation of the platform to the installation of the tank to ensuring that you have water there, the full entire package. We're the ones providing that.
Wonderful.
Right, so you can go down to the communal, find out how you can get to sign up, find out how you can get involved, and so on.
That's cool.
Yeah, we know that again, that viruses out there, persons are in a panic mode. A lot of persons are buying up a lot of goods, stuff that is non-perishable that you can store away, and water is life. It's a necessity. So
absolutely.
If you think that you may need a water tank, if you don't have one,
it's dry season too.
Yeah, of course, definitely. So the timing is perfect.
Perfect. Yeah,
it is perfect.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thanks a lot. You left quite a lot of things with us here this morning. You're busy at Hubbard's, boy.
Oh yes.
It's athletic season. You're running that race.
Running it well.
Good. Yeah, indeed. Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. I think it's the first time I've met you, so nice meeting you. Thank you so very much. You have a great voice.
Thank you.
Ever thought of broadcasting?
Probably I should think about it now.
You should. You should. You're in a position to, I guess, voice your messages and so on from Hubbard.
Oh, yes.
You have a fantastic voice. Rich baritone. Yes. Thank you so very much. Please give our regards to the wonderful folks at Hubbard's. And that's it. That's the first half of our program. We've been speaking with Mr. Donnelly Blackman. He is the Marketing and Promotions Officer with Jonas Brown and Hubbard's. And they have all these great promotions on. Remember, look for the Ultimate All-Purpose Cleaner. It's a new one, and they have other things to go with it. Congratulations to the winners of the Chief Clocks. And remember the promotion on Land. That is the luxury store. It is on 50%, 30%, 20%. 50% is probably all gone by now, but there's still more big discounts there.
I checked yesterday, and there was still a few more bags and so on.
Good. Bags, you say?
Oh, yeah.
50%?
Yeah.
Check it out. Wonderful. And of course, the joint promotion with Communal on the water tanks. So please go into Hubbard's and sort yourself out. Thank you so very much. We take a quick break, folks. We'll be right back.
Hey, you! Who are with energy waiting to just burst out. That youthful vibe. Or are you a classic? You love the old school, but you still know how to keep it relevant. Kinda like a retro mix. Nah? Hey, maybe you're just refined. A fine, classy, chic piece of refined elegance. No matter who you are, Sissons has that outside color to match that inside feeling. Visit any of our retail or distribution outlets and ask for our tropical modern color collection. Sissons, good looks that lasts.
When you think of Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, what comes to mind? A reliable financial institution that has stood the test of time. Maybe you think about the convenience and quality financial service they provide. Do you think about their readiness to help you retire, achieve your academic goals, build your dream home, buy the piece of land or the elegant car? Or maybe the convenience of their different locations, Jubilee Street in Grenville, the sub-office at Belmont Estate, or the new outlet on Lucas Street in St. George's in the Derek Sylvester building. Maybe you always consider how they're always a phone call away. 442-8602 or 438-4228. They're also online, www.grencu.org. No matter what comes to mind, remember, Grenville Cooperative Credit Union is the best place to save and to borrow, working with you to make your brighter tomorrow.
Part of our social media revamp, the GBN is committed on providing accurate information by just one click through our social media platforms. You can now follow our Facebook page at GBN Television, together with our sister stations Classic FM Grenada and Hot FM Grenada. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Grenada Broadcasting Network. They say one picture is worth 1,000 words. Now you have the opportunity to follow us on Instagram at GBN_news and our newly added WhatsApp feature to our news and current affairs department on telephone number 473-405-3052. GBN, with you, anywhere, everywhere.
To the mid-morning buzz. Welcome back to everyone. Before we get into the discussion, just to programming note for the nation, Grenada's Prime Minister, he would make a national statement. That's Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell. He would make a national statement on COVID at 12 COVID-19 at 12:30 p.m. today. So Prime Minister Dr. The Right Honorable Keith Mitchell will make a national statement on COVID-19 at 12:30 p.m. today, Friday, March 13th, 2020. Of course, all media across Grenada will bring the statement. So you tune in to GBN. We're going to have it both on radio and on television. Excuse me, at 12:30, Prime Minister Dr. The Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, Prime Minister of Grenada and Minister for National Security, will make a national statement on COVID-19. So 12:30 today, please be informed and stay tuned for that. And of course, spread the word. So it is March 13th, 2020, a most historic day in our lives. And this morning, my special guest is Mr. William B. Joseph. He's a Grenadian from the village of Rady in St. George. He is a practicing Roman Catholic. Guess that's very important for him to say. And the father of 2 sons and 2 daughters. These days, much of his happiness comes from his infant grandson, Clay, whom he fondly calls Mr. Wawa. He places highest value on family and tested friendships. William sees his role as a father, brother, neighbor, and citizen as a blessing. His certified education was obtained initially at the Grenada Boys Secondary School, thereafter at the University of the West Indies, Manchester in the United Kingdom, and the University of Huddersfield in the UK. His qualifications are in the fields of law, development studies, administration, and international relations. He worked as a permanent secretary in several ministries in the public service of Grenada, director of tourism, and ambassador to CARICOM and the OECS. He has held directorships on several boards in Grenada and abroad. His career spanned a period of 35 years. The author is a forward-thinking, multidisciplinary, and highly respected professional. That's the truth. In fact, William has become a leading public commentator in Grenada on social, economic, and political affairs. Very active on radio, television, and newspapers. As an author, William published 3 books between 2015 and 2018, so that this is his 4th book. His first is entitled Fruitful Days, My Political Soul Delivered. Then there are 2 books in the series, Essays on the Grenadian Civilization. And this one, The Grenada Revolution, Answers, Legacies, and Footprints, a leadership guide to the young Grenadian. His primary mission in life at this stage is to be of assistance to the young people and advocating for their re-socialization in the face of knowledge deficits and attitudinal slippage surrounding the Grenadian culture. His hope is to see them become more responsible citizens, offering better leadership to Grenada in the years ahead. It is an absolute pleasure on this March 13th to welcome Mr. William B. Joseph. Good morning.
Well, good morning to you, Brenda. Thank you for your very elaborate welcome. And I thank all your listeners and viewers.
Yeah,
similarly.
It is an absolute pleasure to have you here on this day. And of course, the Grenada Revolution, Answers, Legacies, Footprints, a leadership guide to a leadership guide to the young Grenadian. And the revolution, of course, in the context of the March 13, 1979 one, today being March 13, 1979. The book, in starting, I've read it twice, and we cannot talk about this book in one sitting. So we say this is the first of our sittings?
Fair enough.
All right, fair enough, because we have half an hour to do this. Right. So this is the first of our sittings. But I just wanted, there are some barbs, there are some things that, just kind of stood out in the book for me. And it really started from the foreword. And the foreword was written by Mr. Abel Newton. And and in the book I saw that as well. The message is that we Grenadians must choose life and use life to learn and understand and prosper. And our history is intertwined in that. And that was a great scene. But comrades, the tanks are rolling. And Let's put that in context for us, because what I was doing, rightfully or wrongfully, I don't know, but I read your book, then I went back and I read Ewart Lane's on We Move Tonight, and it gave me a really wide and broad perspective on things I found, and that's why I say we can't do this in one sitting, because I have a ton of questions. But the tanks are rolling. Grenada, March 13, 1979, just set up the period for us, why the tanks moved on that morning.
Well, actually, the rolling of the tanks, that reference, is really October 83. There were no tanks here in 79.
So, but there were tanks of progression, of change, of
well, that is
tanking that metaphor.
That
sense,
is very well. This is creative stuff. So the movement towards the overthrow of the Gary regime, and thereafter the commencement of what is called the revolution, because you have the overthrow, which gives access to power, and then the processes towards establishing the change or changes that ensued. So I have tried to discuss pre-March 13th in a certain context. There is Grenada, a young nation, just 4 or so years, hardly 5 as an independent country, but which had certain experiences with politics, with political power, with political violence up to that time. So the scenario was one where many a Grenadian was not happy with how Eric Gary then practiced his politics. There were people who were very, very disturbed and concerned about some of his excesses, and especially the question of the political violence, and that political violence, as it had peaked back in late 73, following the period of protests and so on, where a lot of us were in the streets saying Gary must go, and that we didn't want to become independent under Eric Gary, and that was settled with the use of brute force.
Right. In chapter 2 as well in the book, you said, at crucial point, and just to add to what you're saying, at crucial points in his rule as premier and then as prime minister, Gary encountered certain political challenges. Although he was smart, confident, articulate, he could find in himself no peaceful answer to the political challenge posed by young, well-educated Grenadians who had studied in Western universities and had been impacted by the Black Power movement. So how did this impacted his leadership style, didn't it?
You see, because prior to the return to Grenada of dozens of young Grenadian professionals, Gary had the political space virtually to himself. He could outmaneuver Herbert Blaze and his group very, very easily. And people must remember that Gary was immensely popular. All right? So he had that. He was able to cope with that. But you think of it, that you find yourself, you've brought your country to independence and so on, which you promised you would do in the 72 elections, and you fulfilled come 74. And you then find yourself having to contend with some people who were using a narrative, they were using language, they had an appetite, there was agitation. That was part of it was in their blood, really, to confront you. And so Eric Gary had to find a means of contending and coping with that. So my take on it is that intellectually he could not handle it. He couldn't handle it. So what do we do? Well, you go back to what you know.
Right, your comfort zone.
Your comfort zone. And so he would settle the matter with the use of brute force. You see? And that then led to various kinds of contentions in the society, and people being prepared to support his ouster, his overthrow. Because of what he had practiced, and fears grew and grew and grew, until eventually a small group of people in March of 1879 took a military action to cause his overthrow.
Yeah, because in the book you say Gary was not overthrown because of bad economic conditions in Grenada in 1979. He was not overthrown because he proved to be a representative of the colonialists. He was not overthrown for promoting the interests of the Grenadian upper class, who the plantation and commercial owners. To the contrary, the class and the European Church de Finance was deeply opposed to Gary as early as 1951, when he led a successful social revolution in Grenada. The revolution emerged more out of political tensions than social discord or economic lack. That's pretty powerful.
Yeah, and it is factual, and in a sense, it poses a challenge and question regarding whether the revolution, in its narrow definition, could be said to have been a people's revolution. In other words, yes, because you had then a political party with a military arm taking the action. It was not popular uprising that broke Gary. We had tried it as schoolboys back in 73, marching up and down, along with thousands of other Grenadians. That did not break Gary's back. And that, at that time, had we succeeded, one might properly have said, well, that was a people's thing. But in March 79, it was the masses of us on the streets. It was the military wing of a political party.
Right. But didn't the masses then follow?
So what thereafter? Because of the thinking and the attitude towards Gary going back to 73 and so on, many people, I have to be very careful, the differences between all and some, many people welcomed and supported the revolution. And that is the context, I argue in the book elsewhere, that gave legitimacy. The fact that there was acquiescence. In other words, a large percentage of the Ghanaian population supported that, the overthrow of a duly elected government. Really. That has significance in and of itself. See?
Talking about the masses following as well, one cannot understate, I believe, and you take pains in pointing that out, and as you're writing this as a leadership guide, you take some time in pointing out how critical leadership is in these movements. And as the masses followed, critically though, leadership did play a role in why the masses followed. Who was leading? Their style of leadership.
You see, leadership in these parts is essentially cultural. Cultural. The setup, the support mechanisms for it, and so on. The expectations. You see, so we begin with the likability factor. And you would have noted in the book that I said that the revolution did not make Morris Bishop leader for the people. Morris Bishop became leader for the people back in 76, long before the revolution.
They saw him.
So there's a duality here. Leader by culture, popular acceptance of the people, and leader by appointment of a political party.
Right.
And you could see later on, and especially towards the end, that these two theaters could never be reconciled. You see, a party doing this thing with a person they appointed as leader, and the people saying, "We get we leader." That is the thing there. Yes.
Because you make the point as well in the book that the stricter point is that throughout the period of the revolution, ordinary Grenadians had a relationship with the PRG, not with the NJM. And you went on to say this is a landmark observation.
Yes. You see, the cultural essence of that. The ordinary Grenadian relates to government.
Right.
When you'd have had the elections, we relate to government. Now, for example, the average Grenadian does not relate to the ruling party. They don't relate to the NNP. They relate to the government of Grenada.
Mm-hmm.
The party is the NNP, but all of us relate to the government of Grenada. Back then, there was the PRG that all of us related to. But behind that, there was the NGM, the party.
Right.
And it's very important, I discuss it in there, that one of the differences between the two systems is that whereas in the Western system, as practiced here to some extent now, the party does not own the government.
Right.
Back then, under the NGM, the NGM party owned the PRG. And that is why when they took action at party level, it affected the whole entire government.
Isn't that why we couldn't relate?
You see,
I'm asking.
Well, it may well be. You see, because we do think about it, public, that we're going along our business. A revolution is taking place. There is there is a government that has been established called the PRG. All of our expectations for development, for leadership, and so on, that's chained onto the government. We are not thinking that behind the government, the PRG, there's an entity called the NGM. Has its membership and its own this and its own that.
Or the central committee.
Well, of the party, the NGM.
Yeah, all these
you see?
things.
So you have this thing taking place, the people relating to the PRG, the government, which is owned, and we are not bothering with that as citizens, but academically we discuss it this way, that government, PRG, is actually owned by something called the NGM. And therefore, they could exercise the powers of ownership. And in fact, they own both the PRG and the PRA.
Right.
The party owned, the NGM's party owned the PRG and they owned the PRA. And you could see how when they convene a central committee of party, they use the PRA to hit the PRG. It was the party.
Wow. But it's strength that point is further strengthened here. You said the ordinary citizens are attracted more emotionally than rationally to the notion of the development of the country because of their natural interest in a personal material betterment. Therefore, in the political exchange, parties sell their development wares in a marketplace where the appetite for better conditions and improved welfare is activated more by instinct than by information.
Yeah, well, you see, that is a commentary that was applicable then as it is applicable now.
Well, indeed, because that's where leadership and style and all of that comes in again.
Yeah, you see, our willingness as people, ordinary Ghanaian people, when we formulate our expectations, when we make decisions as to who we're going to support at the elections and so on, and we're carrying in the back of that, who is likely to help me materially to achieve certain interests that I have.
Right.
Okay? And then covering that or crowning that is this question of the leader. The leader. Because the leader speaks to a relationship between the people and the party or the government eventually. And to the extent that we are cool, we are comfortable, we like the leader, to that extent, we go and we put the vote. We put the vote.
Right.
You see?
So again, cultural.
It's cultural, deeply cultural.
Wow.
Deeply cultural.
Having said that, though, in terms of the revolution, the March 13, 1979 revolution, with the emergence of these two leaders, so to speak, and then the whole thing being impinged on the joint leadership later down the road that the party was ensuing, and definitely the masses were disconnected from. Did from the beginning, did that set itself up to end the way it did?
Well,
I mean, hindsight is 2020, but in terms of, just looking back.
Well, the challenge, the premise is a little faulty in the sense that for us Grenadians, we never related to Bernard Court as a leader.
Right.
That's the point. Remember, I said that for us, Maurice Bishop was leader since '76. He was not elected because Gary won the elections, but he was leader.
Right.
The acceptance, the degree of acceptance by the people of this particular individual, given especially his charismatic qualities.
Right.
You see? So Bernard Court was never for us a leader. So when, in the face of the problems that they were confronted with at the time, and Bernard's own contribution and conduct in that regard, also makes a proposal to establish or to have in place something called joint leadership. Well, first of all, we are not accustomed to having two people leading us at the same time. That's a cultural challenge. It doesn't fit. That's not us.
But in the construct of the NJM.
Well, even that was
PRG and
so let me show you that. Let me show you why. That's a very dangerous thing. And I believe that there are many people who are members of the NJM party who might have supported that thing without really understanding what it really meant. Remember, I said a while ago that the party owned the PRG as government and it owned the PRA. Okay, so when you have a situation where somebody says we want joint leadership, one person is going to head up the party and the other is going to head up the government. The owner, the party, he who is heading up the party, let me put it bluntly, that if you install Bernard Court as leader of party, head of party, whatever you call it, leader, because you say joint leadership, so that means two leaders. What you're saying is that the owner of the party, represented by its leader called Bernard Court, could walk into Maurice Bishop's cabinet meeting tomorrow morning and say to Maurice Bishop, the party wants A, B, and C. This is the owner speaking. And when the owner speaks, the CEO has to...
Right, and in that, and also in that construct, the premise or the protocol of the thing would also give the leader of the party the backing and control of the military and the powerful arms of the party.
That's
so
correct.
In essence, they were emasculating.
Obviously,
Maurice Bishop.
It really and truly, we were not going to have any joint leadership at all. Once they had put that in place, Bernard Court was effectively a leader, but leader of what? Not leader of country, leader of party, and leader of what the party owns called the government.
Right. We need to expand on that some more because I think it would help us all believe. Because in 2020 now, we've come to a point where people would tell you, well, he agreed to joint leadership. Okay, we don't know what the conditions were, how he felt in his heart, what was happening. We don't have the benefit of that. He's no longer with us, and he didn't write anything. There may be oral conversations, but they vary, so we don't know what to. You understand? But the thing is that did they who agreed to it, as you rightfully say, did they understand? Or did they do like an in-depth analysis of how this thing would impact, the rest of us?
You see, so you're struggling with something that all of us have had to struggle with. And many are perhaps continuing to struggle with.
Well, till we die.
Yes, you see, because the revolution is going on. The revolution is going to experience spurts and is going to experience... It's a natural flow of life.
Right.
So when you come to a point where there is slippage, there are setbacks and so on.
That's a very nice word, by the way. Yeah, the language in the book is very, very. I must say.
Thank you. So So that is that problem of the people in the party not themselves understanding what the thing really meant. But remember, for them, they're in a relationship at the party level with somebody who is teaching them the ideology.
Right.
So they are dependent on Bernard Court to take them through that. In a sense, they establish a cult. A cult was created in which they idealize Bernard for his intellectual strength.
Let's pick up on that in part 2. Look, as we might have about 5 parts, because I've noted so many things here that we need to explore. As I said, I read it twice. Yeah, the more I read a book, is the more crazy I become. So we'll explore this. Let's agree to do this next Friday again.
No problem at all.
Right.
Just let me know what time.
Okay, wonderful. Same time.
11 o'clock. Okay,
right.
Will do.
Thank you so very much.
Pleasure.
Gotta run, almost 12 o'clock.
Yes, indeed.
So speaking there with author Mr. William B. Joseph, The Grenada Revolution, Answers, Legacies, and Footprints, a leadership guide to the young Grenadian. So we set the stage, we setting the thing up, and of course you would have to keep following for us to continue the rich discussion. Thank you so much for doing that.
More than welcome.
This is a period where it's so misrepresented, and it's treated in almost like if it was a plague of some sort. And I really, really commend all the writers. I mean, the Ewart Lanes, Bernard Court now penning 2 books himself, probably on the way to 3, who knows?
He has a time.
Yeah. And so, we really like to commend everybody who has, put their experiences in literary works regarding this period.
Wonderful.
So thank you, and we continue.
Welcome.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Welcome.
That's it for the Mid-Morning Buzz. We take a quick break. When we come back, the midday edition of news. Bye-bye.
See it first on GBN.